So we're glad to have you all that contributed to it and have you all here to read from it as well. It's going to be a really special evening. You know, we start every reading here with the words of William Carlos Williams, and since we have so many readers, we're going to have to keep this really brief. But if you look on the back of the book, there's a little saying at the bottom by Williams, and it says, "The epic is the local, fully realized." So that's kind of our theme statement for the entire series of these books. Finding the epic in the local, as Dr. Williams did in Patterson and so many other things. However, we also have an issue theme statement, and that's quite a bit different in tone. That's on the second page. It's from one of Claudia's poems, and it's "Desperate times call for great lingerie." I think that kind of catches some of the tenor of the times. As always, we have a number of people to thank. The first thing you'll notice is this wonderful cover that we have. And for that, we have to thank for the collage, Janet Colstein, and for the design, Claudia Soraya. And of course, our editor and our poetry editor, Jim Klein. Let's hear it for Jim. My fellow managing editor who put in so much work this year, as he does every year, John Barali. This year you'll notice a number of great line drawings in the book for the first time, and for that we have to thank Melanie Klein. Mark Fogarty. Okay, well, let's get to we've got a lot of poets to read, and we're all eager to hear everybody else's work, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with our feature poet for this year, and then John Barali has got the role of the sign-ups, and he will call the roll, so listen for your name. We're happy to have our friend John J. Trause as our featured poet this year, and I think we all know him here, but if you don't, there's a really wonderful introduction to his work right here on page 13, written by Don Zerilli. Very academic, scholarly, and
snarky.
Snarky. I was going to say serious, but snarky is a better word. So anyway, please join us and join me in welcoming our featured poet for the year, John J. Trause.
Is this? No, I'm just going to do it by my own voice. Thank you very much, Mark, for the introduction. Thank you to all the audience here, and especially to the contributors of the Rutherford Red Wheelbarrow number 6. Every year I say that the Rutherford Red Wheelbarrow gets better and better, and I firmly believe that this year it's really fantastic. I really enjoyed all the work that's in it. And so I feel like I'm in this, the greatest company, and I'm very blessed that I can be part of this endeavor. I guess I'll do a couple of poems from the book. This poem is called "Santa is Coming," and in the United States, women, the Italian women with the name Santa, are often called Sandy. So Santa is coming.
Oh, what page?
Oh, if you want to read along, although I don't recommend it, but if you do want to, well, it actually has visual quality, so yes, read along if you like. It starts on page 18. Santa is coming. 1. Sandy is sandy and watery, wet. Sandy surges and causes surges at the causeway. The berm is broken. Water wets. Whitecaps wave at you. Sand sits in your living room 6 feet high. Surrounded. Town surrounded. Water underwater. Wet. Why? 2. Santa equals Sandy. 3. Sandy blows, and she has an app to fuck you up the ass. Sandy blasts, Sandy blasts. Pines pitch, bend, winds wail, oaks, maples, all fall, fill, flood. Power pulses, taps out. Psst, psst. Live longer in fill in the blank. Now, the next poem is actually on it starts on page 16. We put that poem before Sandy, but in a sense, the poem, The Mermaid, is subsequent to Sandy and makes reference to it in a way that you will hear or perhaps will see. The Mermaid. And I should mention, although we don't have it in a note, it's based on 2 works of art. One is Howard Pyle's painting, The Mermaid, which hangs in the Delaware Art Museum, and also on my friend Jill Greenberg's found object sculpture, I guess you'd call it. She uses plastic packaging to make artwork, and she made this beautiful translucent mermaid out of plastic packaging and a coat hanger, which also at one time hung in a group show at the Delaware Art Museum. The Mermaid. 1. I sing of Viking boats and manatees, dugongs and diphthongs, feces, beautiful brown blooms born of a bellyache, blubber, spermaceti, ambergris, whalebone, narwhal, spikes, and cuttle piss, of cabbages and kings. 2. I sing of hurricanes. 3. I sing of cicadas by day, by night crickets, of chiasmus and aposiopesis. 4. I sing of cicada shells, and shells of sea things, of absence and remnants, of drift, of less and more, when less is less, more and more, and always less than. I sing of that which neither fish nor flesh, at fever pitch, se relâche. I sing of the mermaid from her lair who buoys up the drowning man, the mermaid who lets her shift slip off, a cuttle cartilage, clear and plastic. I sing of disasters and gastropods, and the shell of the mermaid barely there, her slip, her aslip, her loosening lip, her quivering, shivering lip, her shift. I stare and weep and drown and surge again. And one last